Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We have reached 100,000 views on this channel and it's just so amazing. I mean, when I started I was not expecting like any views, but this is just amazing, and thank you all for watching the videos and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me and I'm really happy that you're enjoying the videos. So to celebrate the 100,000 views on this channel, I'm going to talk about my third Dan black belt exam. So I had my third Dan black belt exam in 2015, 3 years ago. It was an amazing experience. I've learned so much from it, preparing for it, and then afterwards it was just like this whole new experience for me. I have done many belt exams throughout my Taekwondo career. I sort of know how to get ready for a belt exam and how to show my best in a belt exam. If you're interested, I can make a video about how to get ready for your belt exam, so maybe I can give you some tips and tricks here and there. I really wanted to perform my best, and sometimes when you're like that you end up making mistakes, but mistakes are fine, so don't worry about them because we're all human, we all make mistakes. What I would like to suggest you that you prepare for your exam, you know it here, here and here. What do I mean by this? So you know the Taekwondo, you know each move, what is it for, you know it in Korean. You know, each kick has a Korean name that I usually try to include in the videos. Each technique has a Korean name, and it takes a lot to learn them because some schools they only teach it in English if English is your native language. My native language is Hungarian, but we always teach the Korean words. So a lot of the times we don't use Hungarian commands for them, we just use the Korean. So I was very lucky that my master was always emphasizing on this. Learning the curriculum is very important. You have to prepare your body. You cannot just go to a belt exam that you are not prepared for physically. You have to condition yourself. You have to train hard before that, but not too hard because you don't want to get injured before the exam. You don't want to get injured during the exam. You know, no injuries. Just be very consistent, be diligent, and just do the best. You can go out running to have your condition a little bit better, lift weights, and also prepare all the Taekwondo moves. Meaning, you have to prepare for sparring. If you do sparring, you have to prepare the patterns, and obviously you have to prepare for any type of board breaking, and you have to prepare for different types of exercises that you do with a partner. So in Hungary, the Taekwondo black belt exam takes 2 days. First day, I had to do the patterns. I had to do my own patterns, so the patterns that I was preparing for, so 3 patterns. And I also had to do 1 extra. The master could say, okay, I would like you to do the Dosan tool. And then you have to do that. We performed the patterns in a way that 3 people were on the tatami, and the 3 of us did the 3 patterns that we had to do for that belt at the same time. It could be very confusing. What I would like to say to you is that you have to concentrate on yourself. Don't look at the person next to you, because if he or she gets confused, then you get confused too, and it's just not good. Let's watch the video of this. So first we started with the Gebek tool. Gebek is one of the 3 first-degree black belt forms used in ITF Taekwondo. Gebek is named after General Gebek, a renowned general in the Baekje dynasty. These patterns, 44 movements, are intended to reflect the general's severe military discipline.
General Gebek was leader of the army near the end of the Baekje dynasty. Very little is known about his personal life, such as his birthplace or even the year of his birth. When the united forces of Shilla and Tang invaded Baekje in 660, General Gebek organized 5,000 soldiers to fight back. He knew that this army would be outnumbered and that his efforts, regardless of the skills and bravery of his troops, were ultimately futile. However, he did not hesitate to try and defend his country. He is reported to have said, "I would rather die than be a slave of the enemy." In the early stages, his forces won a number of key battles, but he was forced to move his troops to protect the Baekje capital Buyeo from Silla general Kim Yushin. Gebek's forces fought bravely but were outnumbered 10 to 1, and in the end he and his men were completely defeated. Ayam is one of the second-degree black belt patterns used in ITF-style Taekwondo. Ayam is the pseudonym of Son Byung-hee, a leader of the Korean independence movement in 1919. The 45 movements of this form refers to his age, when in 1905 he changed the name of the Confucian religion Donghak to Chongdo Kyo, which is translated Heavenly Ray. The diagram for this form represents his indomitable spirit while devoting his life to the prosperity of his nation. Chungyang is one of the second-degree black belt forms used in ITF-style Taekwondo. Chungyang is said to be the pseudonym given to General Kim Duk-ryang, who lived during the Yi dynasty. This pattern ends with a left-hand attack intending to symbolize the tragedy of his death at age 27. Regarding many authors, it is not entirely clear who is the historical figure Kim Duk-ryang was. During the Japanese invasion of Korea, known as the Indian Wars, Kim Duk-ryang was promoted to general. The invading Japanese were armed with around 300,000 imported muskets and faced Korean forces mostly armed with swords, bows, arrows, and spears in guerrilla groups. On land, the Korean forces struggled, while at sea, the naval forces of Admiral Yi Shun-shin were victorious. The Japanese greatly feared Kim Duk-ryang and gave him the name General Ho-ik, meaning Tiger Wing. The last pattern that we had to do during the exam is the Juche. The Juche is one of the second-degree black belt forms used in ITF Taekwondo. Juche is the philosophical concept that a person is the master of everything and therefore decides and determines his or her destiny. It is said that this idea was rooted on the Baekje mountain that symbolizes the spirit of the Korean people. Therefore, the diagram for the pattern is intended to represent the Baekje mountain. The Juche form is not one of the original forms of ITF-style Taekwondo. It was developed to replace the Kodang form. The term Juche is nearly untranslatable in English. It means self-reliance and independence and a deeper understanding that everything that makes Koreans Korean. As if to highlight this, General Choi Hong-ki designed the Juche pattern to be the most difficult out of the 24, demanding a jumping split kick and two techniques that were supposed to stop momentarily in mid-air as if the attacker were floating. It is indeed a very difficult pattern, and it's very difficult to perform it right.
So as you can see here, I did a mistake, but I quickly realized I did a mistake and I just changed it. And I don't understand how could I have done that mistake. It just doesn't make any sense. I know the patterns and it was just a little bit embarrassing, but I'm also very proud of myself that I actually realized that I made a mistake and was able to fix it quickly. And after the patterns, each of us has to go to the masters who are sitting in the corner, and they are going to ask you questions. So while other people are performing the patterns, you go up to the masters and they ask you about the Taekwondo encyclopedia. So you have to know the history of Taekwondo, you have to know what each technique is for, you have to know the Korean phrases, and so on and so on. In this channel, I'm going to do more videos about that because I think it's very important to know that. It's actually very useful because if you know what you're talking about, if you know what a technique is for, you can perform it a lot better than if you just do a technique. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of this because people who were filming me, they didn't film me just standing next to the masters and talking to them. That's not very, it's not too entertaining. The weird thing about the exam is that you have to wait so long and you always have to be ready for your turn. You have to be prepared, but you also have to be relaxed at the same time. So when you know that you are going to have to perform, then you have to, do your stretching, get a little bit more pumped up for your techniques and just to show off what you can do. And afterwards, you just get, okay, I've done this. Now I have time and just look at the other people. How are they doing?
After doing the patterns and the oral exam, we had to perform this kicking exercise. So basically, as you can see here, the master is holding two targets. He's facing me and telling me a Korean common word for a kick. So he's telling me to do an upchigi and he shows me the target in the right way and he's basically saying to do that kick. And he's doing it in a very fast way. So you have to be really focused on understanding what kind of kick is he asking you to do and where is the target to make sure that you're doing it right. So he's holding the two targets on his hands and you're performing the kicks while he's giving you the command in Korean.
Tornado nerio.
So the next thing I had to do is we did a traditional fighting. So traditional fighting or traditional sparring is very good because you have to do it with a partner. So I did with my partner, her name is Kanin. She's an amazing martial artist. She's absolutely incredible. So we did our traditional fighting together and we prepared a lot. We figured out the choreography, we figured out the moves, and it has to be, I think, 1 minute or 1 minute 30 seconds long, I think. And that, I think, includes walking in to the tatami, forming it, and then walking out. So the whole performance, I think it's maximum 90 seconds. It was very, very good because we have a good chemistry together, and we did I think we did a great job because we prepared as much as we could, and I think our choreography is pretty good. Here we are just trying to do techniques that we either try to block or try to miss so the other person can still keep fighting. So that's the idea behind most of these traditional sparring matches, because you want to show what you can do and you want to show what your partner can do, and it can get into this harmonious dance basically, and I just really like doing that. The next thing that I have done was basically the self-defense, and we did self-defense with just bare hands, and then we've done self-defense with against knife and against like basically just a piece of wood, and it could be like a long staff or like a small staff. It doesn't matter. It's just shows that it's a different kind of weapon than a short knife. I don't have too much footage of this because nobody was filming us. Yeah, well, that happened. Maybe next time. So we prepared all the different tactics, how to do self-defense against the person who's attacking you with a knife, against the person who is attacking you with the staff, and you had to perform all these different and realistic self-defense techniques in front of the masters. The next thing that we've done was the wooden board breaking. During classes, we have these special plastic boards that you can break several times and then you can put them together. During the exam, you have the real wooden boards. Mind you, I think kicking or punching through real wooden boards is much easier than doing the same thing with the plastic ones, because plastic is different than wood, like that's basic. And the way plastic breaks, even though it's prepared to break, it's not the same as wood. Wood breaks a lot easier when you have an accurate punch or kick. So here are the videos of my wood breaking. First, let's see the one that I've done with a sonkalung on 3 wooden blocks. I think 1 wooden block is 2 centimeters, but and the thinner ones that you can do the special kicking techniques are just 1 centimeter, so those are really thin ones, but it's still, you know, you have to kick them through and you have to be precise. And I have also done the side kick, kicking through, I think, 4 wooden boards.
This was 4 wooden boards, so that's 8 centimeters. And this is actually very difficult because you have to be very accurate not to kick on anything else but the boards. As you can see, I kicked very hard and fast, and my momentum was really fast, and that's why I just lost my balance, because when you kick through something, you just have to keep your leg up, but also there is this thing that holds the blocks, so you have to sort of get your legs out. Next thing I've done was the roundhouse kick, as you can see here. I think it was 3 wooden blocks, so 6 centimeters, and you have to find the right angle when you do this kick.
So the next thing, they've done special techniques with the kicking, and I'm going to show you the videos here.
This technique is the flying side kick with both legs kicking at the same time. It's very important that people who are holding the blocks are holding it in the right way and use both legs at the same time. My next technique was 3 very quick upchigis in mid-air. And as you can see, I missed the first one, so I had to make a second attempt. My next technique was this jumping technique where you use both your legs and both your arms. So on the top blocks, I wanted to do punches, and on the below ones, I wanted to do upchigis. So as you can see here, you have to do the techniques at the same time and break all the 4 boards at the same time. So 2 punches and 2 front kicks. And as you can see, I missed, so I had to make another attempt.
This whole experience was so tiring. I remember after the end of the second day on Sunday, I was just exhausted, and on Monday when I had to get up, I was just like, oh my god, I cannot even get up. I was sore. I was happy, you know, I still got the belt and I was very happy with how I performed, but I was just like exhausted mentally and physically and just every possible way. And it was just really tiring, but I was also so happy because I really put a lot of effort into getting this belt, and I think it did show that I was actually prepared for it, and I was really happy to get it. So here are some pictures of it, that after the exam, and I was very happy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please leave me a comment below about how your exams are going, because I'm sure there are some similarities and some differences. So let me know about it. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!